This is the card model that we're going to use to help us make our night light. This is the acrylic blank, okay, I've chosen light green here, that we're going to use for the backboard of my night light. First thing you will need to do is measure from one end 40 millimeters, and with a permanent pen create a line like so. Then with the tri-square, you're going to butt the tri-square up against the one side and finish off by drawing a line all the way across. This line that we've just drawn is going to represent whether we're going to fold the acrylic. So with my card model, I'm going to take the bird part off, and with the backboard piece here, I'm going to line it up with the acrylic, and then I'm going to use this as a template to draw onto the acrylic what I want to keep and what I want to cut. Now it's good practice to show the piece of material that we do not want. So by putting hash lines like this, this is going to be my waste material. So I've decided now that I'm going to use the scroll saw to remove the waste material. Of course you could use a coping saw. Now it's good that I cut on the waste side of the line, okay, so I still got that final line along here, okay, I should still be able to see that. Okay, so this now needs to go in the bin, and this is the piece that I'm now going to file. So it's good practice to always clamp acrylic in between two pieces of sacrificial wood. Here I'm using MDF. The reason we do this is because acrylic is very brittle and it just secures it in the metal vise firmly. So I'm now going to use a range of files to smooth down and get this shape along this edge here to the actual line that I desire. So first of all, I'm going to cross file. So this means where we file across the work. When cross filing, you should always just go one way across the material. You should never go backwards and forwards like that really quickly. Once you've removed all the little cutting lines created from the scroll saw or the coping saw, you can then draw file. So this is where you now go backwards and forwards along the edge, making sure you get all the lines going along the edge of the material. Once you've draw filed, you can now use silicon carbide paper or wet and dry paper and go along the edge, getting it to a smooth finish. Now I've smoothed this down with abrasive paper, I'm going to use the polishing machine to get a high shine. Now when I do this, I'm going to cup the acrylic like so, and I'm always going to put the acrylic against this edge of the polishing machine. This, remember, was our fold line that we're going to bend the acrylic. On the side of the line here, I'm going to do, with a permanent pen, I'm just going to do a line either side. Because before we can put it under the strip heater, I need to remove this covering. So now I'm going to align my acrylic along the side edge here, and I'm going to push it in until the line that I've just drawn on the side here lines up with a metal wire that goes along the strip heater. I'm then going to leave it for about 45 to 60 seconds. If you're unsure if the acrylic is now malleable, so by that I mean it's warmed up so we can bend it, hold down this side and with your other hand just flex it up and down, and if it bends like that, you know it's right to use. So this is where you've got to be quite quick. Here I have a former that we're going to bend the acrylic around. This orange part here, okay, this is what we're going to bend it around, that edge there, okay, that's really important. So, pour the acrylic out, be careful not to burn yourself, and bend it around like so. So where my black little line is, that's along this red line. You've now got to hold this until this edge along here cools down so that the acrylic will remain in that form. So this is the card model that we used as a template to make our acrylic backboard. The next thing I'm going to do is use Adobe Illustrator to draw this out in preparation for cutting on the laser cutter.